A 9 box.
Chuck stands right next to the ball return, and then when he takes his approach, he actually fades a little bit to the left. He ends up pretty close to the center of the lane when he delivers the ball. Interesting style.
The 3-4-6, almost on the cut shot. And the 10.
79 through 7. Slow start this week for Chuck Langlois. Chris Sargent leading by 14, plus the fill on the spare.
And it'll be an 8 fill, and the wood will turn, and we'll see on the 5 and the 7.
Not too bad, Chris. Not too bad.
Should be red line. Should carry him the ball right off. All he has to worry about is the ball taking off too quickly and going over the 7 pin.
Nicely played.
Played it even higher than that and used the wood to carry the 7. Caps that wood. That's 3 in a row.
Chris Sargent from Haverhill, Mass. He and his wife Jean have a 1.5-year-old son, Patrick. Chris works for the Haverhill school system. A 6 fill on this mark. The 4 horseman right. Looking for his 4th mark in a row. A little too far to the outside. And the 10 box. Of course, we tape Candlepin Stars and Strikes here at Park Place Lanes in Windham, New Hampshire. Very conveniently located near Route 93 on Route 28 in Windham, New Hampshire, off exit 3. And when you come down here to either watch one of our tapings or do some bowling on your own, don't forget to stop in and visit our good friend Rodney Cronin and the staff at Willow Tree North, the restaurant.
Excellent food.
One of 2 restaurants located right inside Park Place Lanes. Willow Tree North. The 10 for Chuck, but Chuck is in need of some marks here. That's 7 boxes in a row now, this dry spell. And he hasn't thrown a strike yet. Close that time.
But unless that wood turns, it's going to be a difficult spare. It's got to come up high in that wood. Carry the 4.
Yes. 99 plus a ball. Phil, a 105.
Come on, Chris.
Talking about next weekend and Thanksgiving weekend. It's also championship weekend here on the Winds. It's coming Saturday at 12 noon, our championship match in Stars and Strikes doubles, and next Sunday here at noon, it'll be our singles championship match. One of these 2 gentlemen will be in that match against Joe Ashline from Nashua, New Hampshire.
3-4-6 for Chris.
Not quite. Seen 2 attempts at that now in this first game.
Both very nearly made the shot. That one just sliding by the 3 pin.
Takes the 9. So the lead now 28, as you see, but Chuck Langlois is able to put the spare up in the 10th. That ball just slid away at the last moment, and how about that? That ball was kind of angling away from the head pin when it hit the pocket, but he got a nice kick off the wall for the strike.
2-4-7 left. Watch the wood come spinning across right there. Gets in between the 2 and the 4, and also takes the 7 for the strike.
Oh, yes, sir. Someone called it. Double strike in the 10th. 1 ball to come.
There it is, just tripping the 4-pin. The first strike was a little slow. That one wasn't.
Looking for 30 in the 10th. Well, that one skipped away a little bit. Well, let's see. It won't be a strike, but it will be a slow 7. And that will be a 144. First game with us here on Stars and Strikes. Chris Sargent throws a fine game, and he has the early lead. We'll be back with game 2 in a minute. A little bit later on in the hour, we'll put our bonus ball contest on the air one more time. It'll be $40 this week. And, of course, if your number, your guess for the bonus ball number, matches the pins that drop, then you and the bowler will each get a brand new set of bowling balls from Paramount Industries in Medway, Mass. So be sure and send regular-sized postcards only with your name, your full address, and that number from 1 to 10, and mail it on in to Park Place Lanes, Route 28, Windham, New Hampshire, 03087. And good luck. Well, pretty good beginning for Chris Sargent.
Yeah, he's got to be really pleased with himself. First game in front of the lights since the 144.
Oh.
And you might have just created a monster. Just brimming with confidence right now.
On the single pin for the spare in the corner. That's mark number 8 already for Chris. 6 spares, and of course that double strike in the 10th of the first game a moment ago. Oh, and almost another one there.
It's all over the head pin now.
Right after it, right after
1 3 pocket, 1 2 pocket. Just was able to nail the 10 pin for a spare. This 6 pin.
Boy, Chris.
2 in a row.
He's not looking back.
Chuck Langlois trying to bounce back from a slow first game. He only had 2 marks. And he punches out the 1, 8, and 9. An 8 box. One of our participating sponsors this series here on Candlepin Stars and Strikes, Emmett Horgan and our friends at Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan. Come to Salem and save. Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan. We're going to have Cindy Sissom go down and check that piece of wood. It's right in front of the 2-pin, which in this case is the object pin, the 2, the 5, and the 8. Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan on Main Street, Route 97, Salem, New Hampshire. Go in and say hello to Emmett. Tell him you heard us talking about him here on Stars and Strikes. That wood was in the way on the deadwood line, but Chuck can't convert.
That sleeper in the back, that 8-pin, always will give you trouble.
Might have been better off with the wood there.
Maybe. It could come off the wall. A lot of things could happen when you could play a piece of wood.
All right, Chris. Keep going.
Back of the pocket again. This time the 3 and the 6.
Looking for his 3rd straight spare to start game 2.
And that's on the tail of a double strike, finishing the first game.
Oh, yeah. Did his dad teach him how to bowl, you suppose?
No. No.
8 drop again. And a chance at another one. This time the 3-5.
Sure, Dad worked with him a little bit.
Oh, yes. 4 spares in a row to start game 2. And in 14 boxes, Chris Sargent now has 11 marks.
Ho-hum. All of a sudden, you're a veteran after 14 boxes.
Well, Chuck Langlois could use something to happen, and no luck at all. The 5-pin stays up.
Kind of the reverse of what Chuck was able to do against Gary Carrington last week. He's having it done to him this week. Trailing by 67 now.
Trying to get something happening.
Wants the 10-pin to go, and it moved the 10-pin. Didn't fall down. It's going to have to snap the wood. Actually go right at the 4-pin. That's what he's trying to do.
Oh, yeah.
Shot.
Fine shot. I have a feeling we'll get another look at that one as we head out to the break. We'll be back. Chuck Langlois and Chris Sargent, each with a spare up in the 4th. We're coming back. Don't go away. Well, Chris Sargent has the big lead, and he's working on his 4th consecutive spare here in the 2nd game.
A lot of determination in that face. So that young fella right there. Back on the head pin. This time a little full, though. Spread eagle. But still a 69 through the first 4 boxes.
Don't bet against him with that wood there. Oh, almost. Almost. I'll bet what cost him that shot, if that wood had been frozen against the 2-pin, he probably would have had it.
I think you're right.
Instead, it's a 9 and a 78.5. Let's take a look and see if that wood is, yep, it's turned away from the 2-pin right there. If that wood is turned a little bit toward the 2-pin, he probably has it for a spare. Almost another spread eagle, but instead...
Got a big... You heard somebody in the back say thank you, because for a minute it looked like the spread eagle, and then it looked like maybe the 2, 4, 7 with maybe the 3 or the 6, and then...
Yeah, could have had a real mess.
Sure, and all of a sudden he's looking at just the 4 and the 7.
Yes, sir. Chuck Langlois is working on a spare also.
And Chuck really pushed that ball at the point of release instead of having it flow freely out of his hands. Timing not quite the same as it was last week.
Big lead for Chris Sargent at the halfway point. Chuck back on the head pin, and look at that for a leave. He deserved better.
5-7-9.
Sounds ugly, and it is. Ooh. Almost. Oh, great effort. And the 10. Certainly hope you'll be able to take a little time out from your Thanksgiving weekend next week to join us for our championship matches here on the Winds. Saturday at noon, our doubles championship, and then here Sunday at noon for our singles championship. The winner of this match against Joe Ashline.
Five, 8, 9, 10.
Get a couple.
We would consider ourselves a nice break from football on Thanksgiving weekend.
Absolutely.
And how much football can you watch?
That's
anyway?
Right. And they can watch us and still get their fill of football.
That's right. You won't miss any football.
That's right. 102 now for Chris Sargent through 7 boxes. Second game, opening game 144 in case you just joined us. And it's because of balls just like that. Right on the 1-2 pocket, leaves himself the 3-6, another spare leave. Already has 5 spares in this game alone.
Not best time. And a 9.
Don't get lazy, don't get lazy, buddy.
It's only the second time in the whole match that Chris has gone back-to-back boxes without a mark. You do that, chances are you'll be in the lead, and he is.
You're absolutely right. 1, 3, and 10 for Chuck. Needs to get something going. No. Missing the head pin altogether.
Chuck just sliding by the head pin. Narrowly missed it. How about this? The 1, 2, 4, 9, and 10. With some wood, let's see. Oh! Chuck let up a little bit on the delivery on that one. He wanted to keep the ball on the plate a little bit longer, perhaps, and it almost worked. Get that wood flying around. But he'll take a 10 box, unable to capitalize on the 2 opens left by Chris Sargent. There's the damage so far by Chris. Well, this time just the 3 pin.
Hello.
Run. 4 or 5 more.
Well, will he try the head pin or just try to grab either the 6-10 or the 4-7? No. After the 10. That was great effort there.
That might have been a function of the fact that he's got the big lead, so.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of confidence right now, and he's just, no, I can go for the head pin, and hopefully I'll get 3 or 4, and that's exactly what he did. 120 now through 9. Cruising right now.
Oh, big strike ball in the 10th again. All of his strikes have been in the 10th box. He had a double strike in the first game in the 10th. How about again? He's done it again.
That looked exactly the same as the first strike. Just kicking the 6-pin out. Watch. Right there. Carbon copy. Same ball in the 1-2 pocket, and both times the 6-pin was the last one to go down.
Think of what his score would be if either of these double strikes had been in the middle of the game.
I know. Doesn't get the full effect in the last box. Already at 140.
And just like last time, the third ball not what he wanted. He'll take a 3 for a 143. 14 marks in 2 games.
Not too shabby.
287 through 2. Meanwhile, Chuck Langlois just has not been able to get even a single break to this point. Takes the 4-7 out for the spare. Oh, we talked about Chuck and the strike ball. Of course, last week he had 6 strikes rather. No, I was right the first time. He had 7. The time before that, when he was here, he competed in doubles and had 7 strikes. And that was in only 16 boxes. He's yet to get a strike here today, though, and struggling after that spare with just the 3 fill and now the 6 for a 106. A 2-game total, 211. The big lead for Chris Sargent. 1 game to go. The winner to go to the championship next week. And we'll be back with more on Stars and Strikes in a minute. Oh, we've been talking a little bit this fall about new cable systems, new viewers joining us here on the Winds, and also here on Candlepin Stars and Strikes, and on our Saturday show, Stars and Strikes Doubles. If you'd like to respond to anything you see, or if you have a question about Candlepin bowling, or perhaps you're new to New England and you want to know about this game and how it's done and all that, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a question of any kind, just drop us a line. Candlepin Stars and Strikes, WNDS TV 50, 50 Television Place, Derry, New Hampshire, 03038. Keep in mind, that's a different address from the contest address, so keep those two separate. Chuck Langlois to start game 3, and he could use some strikes.
A whole bunch, really.
But he'll take a spare. His 6th mark of the match so far.
And again, right flush on the head pin, this time just 4 pins.
Boy, that's the kind of a day it's been for Chuck Langlois. Everything that went right last week has gone wrong this week. Meanwhile, Chris Sargent is just rolling along. I'll bet he's completely forgotten about that 2-fill in the 4-box in the first game. What do you think?
I would say he has.
Doesn't seem to have bothered him much.
But knowing his father's going to remind him of those two. You bowled all right, son, but I wouldn't have thrown a 4-fill and a 3-fill or 2-fill in a 4-box.
Oh, but there's a big spare.
That comes with experience. I can hear him now.
Everything collapses here with the help of the wood.
Absolutely. Another nice mark by Chris.
Five is the fill.
You're getting lazy, buddy. Come on.
Oh, he's a great bowler. He's becoming a great bowler. He's a great kid, too. He's bowled next to him at a couple roll-offs. Oh, what a spare. And he's just credit to his mom and dad, because he's a nice kid. 2 marks in a row now for Chris. Chuck Langlois.
Think he'll mind you calling him a kid?
Well, he's got to be a kid.
Well, compared to you, I suppose.
Well,
I know.
Oh,
yeah. Spare for Chuck Langlois in the 3rd.
I have to call him a kid because I bowl against his father, and it just doesn't seem possible. But young man, we'll correct that. How's that? I guess I'm not going to bail out of this one, am I? 4-7-10. Oh, in front of the 10-pin.
Oh.
I don't know if we got a replay in that, but he threw the 4-pin in front of the 10-pin. Incredible.
9-box, and we will look at it.
Oh yeah, what a crew! Look at that,
Oof.
Twice.
Chris Sargent comes up working on a spare. What else is new?
Light hit that time. He's going to get 7 anyways, maybe 8.
Now, buddy.
No. And it'll be a 9 for Chris. Runner-up today takes 3rd place prize money, $250. The winner, of course, moves into the finals next week against Joe Ashline for a chance at $1,000 and also the automatic qualifier into the Tri-State Megabucks Tournament of Champions. Mark Gregory was our first qualifier of the year.
I see it, Fred.
Everything but the 10-pin.
Nine-box, 50 through 4. Chris Sargent maintaining the big lead, and we'll be back on Stars and Strikes in just a minute. Chuck Langlois. Love to catch fire here in the final few boxes.
Be tough with splits like these, though. 3, 6, 4, 7. No wood. Desperate need of some spares and strikes.
And a tough defense.
Yes.
Through the center this time. Almost. Well, Chris Sargent would seem just about a lock for a 400 triple at this point. He had 287 after 2. He already has 16 marks in this match. And he's done a lot of damage on lane 32.
Right on that head one now.
There you see him doing the damage on the 4 horsemen. Usually a 400 triple number of marks. It's got to be around 14, 15 and up. Unless you throw some double strikes in there, like this one. That assures him the 400, and then some.
He's thrown 5 strikes in the match, all of them on lane 31. And over on lane 32, in 13 tries, he has 8 spares. So he spread it around. Spare for Chuck Langlois. It's not very often that we have someone get 20 marks in a single show, but Chris has a shot at it. He needs just 2 more, and he's got 4 boxes left.
And again, on lane 31, Chuck flush on the head pin.
Throw a rail one this time, Chris.
Tough crowd.
It really is. Well, another spare leave. 1, 3, 6. Remember, this is on a strike.
No. That's the ball he wanted.
He's at 384 right now with 3 boxes to go.
And he's already locked Chuck out mathematically with the big lead. And the 9 drop kicking back on the head pin.
Right in the face, right in the face.
Oh, yes. Single pin spare. We come down to the final 2 boxes. Chris Sargent with a great triple working, and Chris is going to be back next week in our championship match against Joe Ashline. We could see some big numbers in that one.
What is the record for the number of marks in there?
I'm glad you asked.
Just pipe it right up on the computer there, can't you?
Yeah, as soon as I take this piece of paper out.
101 through 9. Chuck just wants this over.
The record is 23. And that goes back to...
That's going to go now. This match is over. No, he usually falls over.
The first few weeks we were on the air back in June of '84 when Rick Farwell.
Oh, yes. Rick, where are you now?
That's right. Rick threw a 481, which for a long time, or actually about a year or so, was the high triple here on the show. Now it's second. That's going to be a 9-box for Chuck, as he let that one go into the channel. So he'll finish at a 110 and a 321. Rick Farwell's 481 is now the second high triple all time. Peter Flynn in June of '85 threw a 482, but in Rick Farwell's triple, he had 23 marks, and that is the record. Not many people have had 20, maybe 5 or 6 total, but Chris Sargent has a shot at it. He needs one more mark for his 20th. Will this be it? No.
Well, they have one more box to try to do it. I'm sure he has no idea that he has that many marks. Just have you people at home something to cheer about, that's all.
He's already at 408.
Sit on the edge of your seats and hope he gets another mark for the 20th.
This is his big box, though. He's got 2 double strikes in the 10th.
Put it down.
Let's see.
Well, he's got a shot. The 2 and the 5. Put it down.
Oh, no. Chopped it
bad.
right off.
Too bad.
So it'll be 19 marks for Chris. The 10 box, a 131 and an outstanding 418 for Chris Sargent. The big win over Chuck Langlois. It'll be Chris against Joe Ashline next week. We'll talk more about that match and talk to the bowlers and check out our bonus ball contest when we come back. All right, welcome back here to Candlepin Stars and Strikes here on the Winds. Doug Brown along with Dan Murphy. And, well, we talked a lot about making first appearance on television, first appearance on the show and whatever. And it is a completely different atmosphere for those of you who compete in tournaments and so forth. It's just a completely different atmosphere. There are cameras, there are lights. You have to wait around for things you don't have to wait around for when you're bowling in competition. It's a completely different atmosphere, and it can be a little unnerving first time, and obviously it was terribly so for Chris Sargent today.
Yeah, your saliva glands shut off, or your mouth gets dry, your tongue gets big, you know, you can't swallow. You think you're going to die, really, until you throw that first couple boxes. But, boy, right out of the chute, he made a spare and just relaxed and has something to tell his children when they're up here. You and I won't see them, but...
Oh, you'll still be here, Dan. Come on. Let's meet our 2 bowlers, introduce them once again, too. First of all, let's bring up Chuck Langlois. Chuck, come on up. We have a check here for you for $250. This is, I guess, turnabout is fair play. You did it to Gary last week, and this week Chris does it to you. Just the difference of a little bit each way on the first ball, especially, and it just wasn't happening today.
Well, I think I said 2 cheeseburgers I had. No, but I know how it feels to get the marks thrown at you now, that's for sure. And he's bowling well. He's bowling well. I lost it. I don't know where I lost it. But, you know.
Well, you were right about Chris.
It comes and goes. You know.
Well, you were right about Chris. He threw a fantastic score at you.
Absolutely. I'd rather be beat like that than beat by a couple of pins. Absolutely.
Well, you got your wish then. Congratulations, Chuck. Thanks very much. And now we'll have Chris come up and throw one more ball for us on lane 31 to try and win someone $40 in cash. And Chris himself can win a brand new set of bowling balls from Paramount Industries, as can the person on our postcard, if we get a match. It'll be a 6. Dan Murphy will reach into the TV and draw out a postcard. And it is not a match for Doris Ferrante of Stoneham, Mass. Doris, thanks very much for mailing in the card. Your guess was 7. You'll be receiving a consolation gift courtesy of TV50 and the NHCBA. Slide right in here, Chris, so that we can get you on camera. Congratulations. I know you're probably happy the first one's out of the way, but it seemed like, boy, I mean, you were talking about being nervous beforehand, but after you got started, it just seemed to come real quick for you.
Yeah, very nervous. A little bit, so.
But boy, you seemed like you were throwing very nice and loose, and did you notice anything different while you were up there? It seemed like you were just in a groove after you got it started.
Yeah, the cameras and lights at first were really, there. And then after I got going, they just didn't bother me anymore, so.
After you get used to it, you just kind of forget all about that stuff, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You got to.
Well, next week we got a guy, perhaps you've heard of him, Joe Ashline, coming in to bowl against you.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
You made another big score for that one.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Congratulations, Chris. Terrific job. First performance on Stars and Strikes. Congratulations. We'll see you next week. And let's show you one more time a look at the ladder. We're down to our top 2. This is one of those series, Dan, where it's been impossible for anybody to win 2 in a row. We've had 3 different winners in our first 3 matches. And Joe Ashline comes in that #1 spot next week.
A tough competitor, and you got a rookie that wins his first time, and now next week he bowls for the championship, possible tournament of champion qualification. There's a lot riding on it.
Well, again, we hope that all of you have a very safe and happy Thanksgiving weekend upcoming, and we hope you have a chance to spend a part of it with us, as it'll be championship weekend here on the Winds, Saturday at noon on Stars and Strikes doubles, next Sunday at noon right back here on Stars and Strikes. Until then, for Dan Murphy and the whole Winds crew, I'm Doug Brown. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.